Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Thursday morning. Here inside the studio, we got a great one planned for you today. Continuing our series, looking at some of these returning starting quarterbacks and looking at where are the areas of growth they need to make happen over the offseason if they're going to continue to get better at the position. I felt like we buried the lead here with a name like Arch Manning. Normally, if someone were going to do some series like this, they'd probably open it up with a name like this. We gave it, fourth? I think he's fourth on our series here. We did Gunner. We've done C.J. Carr. We've done Trinidad Chambliss. And now here we are with Arch Manning. Now, I will say this. We've been watching their quote-unquote worst performances of the year. This guy went on an absolute ever-loving, blackout-style tear the month after this football game that we're going to watch today, which is Texas versus Kentucky. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not very good. We did not play very good in this game, nor did our offensive line. I think that's the other thing you're going to hear me say throughout this study, and if you've heard me say anything about Arch's game up to this point, because this certainly isn't our first study of him, it's tough as shit. I wrote in my notes, it would be like watching the Nepo kid be the hardest laborer on the worksite crew. That's exactly what this is like. This is not a football player that should have to play this way, but he's had to play this way at Texas. I think they did a lot to make that a lot simpler and a lot cleaner on him up front next year from a transfer portal standpoint. But a lot to clean up here, a lot to address. Let's talk about it. Excited to do this with you guys today. Hey, if you're new to the network, if you're a Texas fan or whoever watching us today, got a couple of rules. If you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, Jay Will, my film server's been a little funky lately, so bear with me here today if we have any problems. Now, we're going to go back and forth from film today and some off-season workout footage that we found of him just to show you that I do think the mechanics became pressurized. I think the mechanics became intensified during the season, and ultimately they got worse. I felt like we started to, fall apart a good bit from a mechanical standpoint, all right? Now, the older we get as a quarterback, and honestly, I think your uncles were some of the greatest in the history of football at doing this. All right, we never, ever in football world go broke taking a profit. All right, what do I mean by that? We have a 5-yard profit right here on 1st and 10. It's P and 10. It's the first play of the football game. We're trying to get ahead of the sticks. We're definitely not trying to be in 2nd and 10 with an offense that can't run the football at this point in the season, right? So we're trying to give you a profit right now. Take it. Take the profit. We never go broke. Now, is number 84, this tight end on this deep over, is he open? Yes, he is. He is 100% open. We have it completed. The ball gets tipped, okay? So tougher completion than the easy pitch and catch 5-yard hitch that we got in the flat. And here's what's funny about this, Jonathan. The deep over is about a 9-yard completion if tackled when caught, all right? The hitch was a 6-yard completion. You see what I'm saying? Take the profit right now. Don't be out here risking other things like a tipped pass right here, okay? Also, are we out of gun here with the running back on the right? All right, everybody get a good feel for this type of play because this is, honest to God, they started, you can go back and track it. They started his first career start against Sam Houston this way. When he came in 2024 for Quinn Ewers, they started this way with a little play action waggle play. We're going to show it to you a little bit later. And this underneath defender is going to play this play in about 3 quarters like he's seen it 1,000 times because he's seen it 1,000 times. I do think we have gotten to a point in that Texas offense where we have some tendencies. There's no doubt about it, okay? And when we have tendencies as an offense, defenders start to cover us much, much better, okay? Now, this coming up year, okay, It's 3rd and 7 right here. This coming up year, I think they're going to be relatively unmannable, if you will, okay? I don't think you're going to be able to play a lot of man-to-man coverage like Kentucky is trying to do right here on 3rd and long. Multiple reasons why you're not going to be able to play man-to-man coverage against Texas next year. Do you have an answer? Cam Coleman, Ryan Wingo, Raleek Brown. Like, we got dudes. We got dudes everywhere. That's rule number 1. What's the other reason we can't run man-to-man, no spy coverage against this player? He's a good athlete, right? He's good with his legs. He can do stuff like this, okay? We cannot feel as if we have the ability to bum rush this kid, leave him rush or running angles, and no spy. We're going to give up a 30-yard explosive here, okay? So there's a little bit of give and take here, especially next year moving forward. I felt like teams felt like they could man them a good bit last year. Don't know if that's going to be the case in 2026. Too many dudes. Now, talk about exit strategy as a quarterback often on this network, okay? We got to know if we get pressure, where's it coming from? All right, if we get pressure, where's our hot? If we get pressure, where's our exit strategy? We have to know all of those things pre-snap, all right? And our exit strategy is relative to where our concepts are working. In other words, if our concepts are working to the left side of the field, where should we never, ever, ever scramble? To the right. We got nothing over there but dead grass or the sideline, okay? It's an example of it right here. I think it's a young player mistake. If we're going to bail this pocket, we got to bail this pocket towards our concepts, okay? We got to have a good, solid exit strategy right here. First and foremost, we ain't lived in a lot of these, but that's a relatively clean pocket, okay? We don't need to be bailing out of this one right now, but we are. We're going to run away from this, and look where we're running. Now, there is run or grass to run to right now for us as a quarterback. But there's probably 2 or 3 yards before we're running out of bounds by this underneath hook curl defender, okay? All of our concepts, including this one that started out on the right, are working back towards our left. If we're going to exit the pocket, we need to exit the pocket towards the left where our concepts actually can help us, okay? When we get over there, see what I'm talking about with catapult, Jonathan? I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like we got a buffer issue. When we get over there, we're going to have no option other than to chunk the ball out of bounds. All right, on deep balls, Jonathan, we got 3 options, right? And one of them's catastrophic, can't have it happen. All right, we got a stride or dot. Hit him an absolute stride, boom, touchdown. All right, we got an underthrow. Maybe the wide receiver fights back to the football, draws a PI, and we got an overthrow. We can't do the overthrow, right? All right, but we can do a slight underthrow and allow Wingo to work back. Now, I will say this. We get the PI right here, Ryan. I think we got to work a little harder to work back through that corner. What do you say, Jonathan? I don't think we fought back to that football quite hard enough. Thank God the back judge gives us a little help back here. He throw that little handkerchief here in a second. So, good news. All right, that's awesome. We got the PI. I think we need to fight for the football just a tad bit harder. You tell me from the tight right here as well, Jonathan. I think we get a good look at it. He creates the contact, but I want to see create contact, full stop, fight for the football up, okay? Because God forbid we catch that ball. Now we got 40 instead of 15. You know what I mean? You know who is going to be high pointing the piss up out of that football next year? Cam Coleman. Cam Coleman will be jumping over that corner's head and pulling that thing up off of his face mask. I think his role changes next year. I think he becomes a strict yak guy. I think he is our screen merchant. I think he's our RPO slant merchant. I think he's our get him the ball now. We'll see what he can do with it. Because he ain't like some of these other gadget backs that fit this role that are like Raleek Brown size. That's some bitch 6'3", 205, and he can roll. All right, let's flip over and find some more tape here. One thing I love about pedigree football players, right? Pedigree players is that I think I should know that they'll be able to coach themselves, or at least they should be able to clear up some of these things, right? We talked about exit strategy on that last play that he scrambled out to his right. Well, let's talk about it this time. We have one option up here to our left, or to our right. We're going to get sacked here, okay? And I'm going to tell you why we got sacked, but I appreciate that we've taken our lessons and we're learning them, okay? We have one option over here 2 over here. We're going to get a check from the tight end in just a second. So we're going to have 3 options down here and 1 up at the top breaking towards where we're going. So right now, Jonathan, we're already getting pressure back there in the pocket. Do you see where he's intending to exit? He's intending to exit towards his left. That's what we need, okay? Now, do we get sacked? Yeah, we got sacked. Let's talk about why we got sacked, okay? They got picked apart in this one, and I think it's a lot to do with their inefficiencies, but I also think it's a lot to do with Brad White. Brad White's really, really good at what he does. So they're going to chip number 1 right here. It's called a chip release. The tight end's going to chip him and then release into the flat. Everybody watch that. Boom, there goes the chip, there goes the release. So number 1's inevitably going to get home if we don't stay kicking out to him at left tackle. So let's look at the left tackle. The left tackle's got eyes on right now, right? But he's getting pressure from this 3 tech. He's expecting a slant or a twist. So now that right tackle's got his right hand on that defensive end, okay? And he thinks, hey, maybe number 1's going to come back towards me. And that's exactly what happens. But I stayed locked on to my defensive end, okay? But now I got bad leverage, don't I? Because I had bad eyes, all right? Also, it doesn't help that in here at left guard, I think we're trying to do 2 people's jobs, all right? The running back's ultimately going to find that nickel that's blitzing right there. So we probably should be carrying out with our left guard, helping this twist get tossed off between the defensive end and our left tackle. Now, here's the deal. 3rd and 6, we have been atrocious on offense the entire game. All right, we start an empty to give the quarterback some type of indication on what it is the defense is playing. All right, we're going to motion the back to home base, and then we're going to jet him out again. Now, Jonathan, what type of coverage do you think we have based off the motion reaction from the defense? I would say man as well, especially this right here. This is key, all right? We have no threats over there. We're in nub, all right? So that's a tight end right there, and that's a linebacker lined up with the tight end. When we when we empty the running back out there, that's a corner standing on him. When a corner matches up on a running back and empty, a lot of the times we think it might be zone coverage, because man-to-man coverage, you'd probably run a linebacker out there to cover him, right? You're not going to burn a corner on a running back. That's why not only did we bring him back to home base, Jonathan, but we jetted him back out of the box. Now the linebacker runs with him, okay? So we get a full, clear look and a known that this is man coverage. So we have mesh called right here. Ryan Wingo going to get up underneath all of this stuff. And my God, he's got an opportunity to run for hours. Right now. But we missed this football. We missed this football bad, okay? Now, we're going to talk a lot today about 2-way misses. All right, I think this guy's got a 2-way miss, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. It's a bad look at it because we got defensive linemen in front of us. I'll explain to you as the film study progresses why I think we're missing this ball as far as we are arm side right here. But that's 3rd and 6. That should be a first down. We're punting the football because we have a bad miss. All right. If you ever hear me talk about a quarterback feeling toey, like he's playing on his toes all the time, that ain't good. All right. We don't want to hit a golf ball on our toes. We don't want to shoot jumpers from just our toes. We don't do anything ground force relative from just our toes. We have to work through the inside of our foot, right? Through that inside of our plant foot. We have to, all the way down to our heel plate. Okay. This to me shows me, Jonathan, that we're just a tad bit nervous, again, with the damn catapult being a little biatch. All right. Maybe not a tad nervous, but pressurized in the mechanics, okay, is the wording that I've chose to use with Arch throughout the first year as a starter. All right, here's what I'm talking about. Watch as we get to the top of our drop. We're waiting for the tight end to actually clear, and our heels are completely off the ground, and we're toe tapping the entire time. This looks like a bit of nerves, or at least we're there early, and we're not calm enough, all right? See our heels all up in the air the entire snap, okay? Just watch it full speed. Look how almost panicked we look in our lower half, all right? And then we absolutely yank one to our left. All right, now, this lean right here, Jonathan, you see this? Okay, see how hard we're collapsing onto our left side and how that toe's coming up and we're really picking that backside up, collapsing on that left side. In my opinion, this leads to two-way misses, okay? Because we are already on this heavy angle, all right? We're either going to pull the ball and miss the nose side down to the left, or we're going to miss it way over here to the right, all right? Literally on that 45-degree angle almost that our shoulder blades are on, okay? Do we see that? We're going to miss that football both of those ways, almost on that 45-degree angle. Watch as this film study progresses, you'll see that, okay? Now, we're here to talk about arch today, but I feel like this was one of these reps where I'm like, all right, y'all are not a Sark offense, okay? Y'all are not doing what you're supposed to be doing everywhere, 1 through 11, not just the quarterback position. I want y'all to take a look at Emmett Mosley. Now, look, I don't know if Emmett Mosley's a vet. I think Emmett Mosley's a relatively young, talented football player, if my memory serves me. But this looks to me like a football player who is assuming or checking whether or not the play's actually coming to me. We got an RPO called right now, okay? We got a run play in the box and a spit out over here, all right, with the swing screen, okay? We're in 21 personnel. We got wide zone going this way, and we got this swing screen going down here to the bottom. And by God, we've got hellified numbers down here, to be honest with you. If you would keep your eyes on your responsibility, we're putting him, our running back, who I think that's not Trey Wisner. I think that's the Niblet kid that damn near won this freaking football game on a punt return. So we got a freaking ball carrier right here with the ball in his hands with what should be 2-on-2. You three jackos ain't never catching this kid. 1-on-1 with the safety who's 25 yards downfield. What do you think happens on this play?
Tackle for loss.
You're damn right. It's a TFL. It's a TFL because you are not assuming that the play is coming to us. That type of shit can't happen, all right? Jonathan, I remember going viral in 2024 because Texas Longhorn offense and defensive players were, flat out fanatical effort. All right, we talked about how it required championship effort, how as if you have to assume every play is the play. We watched Wisner run 60 yards downfield and fall on a fumble that went into the end zone against Oklahoma in the Red River. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. That ain't this. That is not what this is. This has got to get cleaned up. All right. Now, we are an overstrider. We definitely are at the quarterback position right now, and I think it's something we've got to get cleaned up, and I think I slightly identified where it is. All right, do you see how our feet are underneath our hip box right now? Do you know what I mean when I say underneath my hip box? I got two hips right here, all right? And I want my feet, a good powerful position is my feet just outside of my hip box. You've probably heard football coaches say that before. Same thing as a thrower. Now, I wish we had camera one. When I go from feet inside my hip box to ready to strike, all I want to do is just widen the base just a tad bit. Step off of center as well. Just widen the base, step off center just a little bit. So what? So I can clear that back hip and throw that football. All right? That's not what we're doing right here. Right here, we're going to extend that back foot. Okay? This is really, really weird. I haven't seen this in a lot of football players, but watch this, Jonathan. We're going to get ready to strike here, and that back right foot is actually going to jump backwards. Okay? And you can really see it from the tight. All right, here's a good look at it from the back, Jonathan, where we can really see, all right, we're ready to throw and in a good spot to throw right about now. We're still in a good spot as we step up into the pocket, all right? And then do you see how that back right foot goes from right here and then jumps that way? Do you see that? And now look at our platform. Look how wide our base is, okay? Our front knee has no other choice but to collapse in on us, work back against our body, okay, and put it all on our arm. In my opinion, it's why it looks like it hurts so damn bad every time we throw the ball. All right, because we're overstrided, we're locked out, we're leaned, and we're yanking all onto our right arm. And that doesn't, the ball's great right here. We get it to the guy. All right, but it's not the way we're intended to throw the football, I do not believe. I don't think this is what we train either. In fact, if I go pull, his workout footage, it looks nothing like this. And it's why I had Jonathan send it to me before the show. Let me get you this right quick. It's a good opportunity now to stop the broadcast and go over to this. All right, so this is him working out over with QB Country over there in New Orleans at Tulane Stadium. Now, tell me this, Jonathan. Do we see any of this violent leaning on our left side? Do we see that back foot getting picked up like a pitcher at all? Or does our back toe kind of stay in line the entire time? It does. All right, the other thing I want you to notice, are we overextending that back foot, or is that back foot staying planted every time we go to rip the football? We don't see that same growth in our platform in our lower body, right? All right, so this is what happens. This is controlled environment, no bullets flying, routes on air. All right, and then we start playing football again, and our feet go all over the place, okay? That motion and that delivery, in my opinion, looks totally different than it looks when we actually go to play football, all right? Got to clean that up. Got to take what we practice and bring it to a Saturday. Now, this isn't on arch. This is on, again, tendencies. I told you, take a good mental picture. Trips over here, H-back attached, back on the right side, ball in the left hash. I'd be playing play action rollout 2 on an automatic passing down, which I think is 2nd and 9 right here. Okay? Now, why does this matter? I want everybody to pay attention to this football player right here. Do you think he knows the concept he's getting put under right now? I would agree that he does, Jonathan. Okay, he 100% understands what's happening to him, and now we force a dead area check down, and it's a 1-yard completion. Okay, so this isn't on arch, all right, in my opinion. This is on the tendencies of the offense. Tendencies are terrible for us to have, unless we can break them. If we have ways to break them with explosives, then I'm okay with tendencies. All right, no offense, Parker Livingston. Don't mean to be that guy. All right, I do not mean to be that guy. But we have motion to empty. We have a swing screen over here. We got a one-on-one, stack him and get vertical, and we have a quarterback draw right here. That is the options, okay? So we got quarterback draw, RPO, if you will. Now, I'm going to tell you what. If this safety in 2026 wants to do some nonsensical nonsense like this, guess who this is going to be this year? It's going to be Cam Coleman. No offense to Parker Livingston. Don't mean to take a shot at you, buddy, but I don't think they're going to be rotating coverage like that away from Cam Coleman in a one-on-one ever in college football. Okay. All right, let's try this again. This year, Jonathan, no offense to Parker Livingston, that's going to be Cam Coleman. All right, I don't think safeties are going to be committing themselves to the box a la this guy next year like this, okay, unless you got an absolute dude at corner, okay? We end up committing to the quarterback draw when the box count's not very ideal for such a thing. What's going on with camera 2?
Just camera 2 got a little messed up. No worries.
All righty. There goes camera 2. Sorry about that, guys. You see what I'm saying? And like, we talk about this all the time on this network. Again, no offense to this guy. He might be a really, really good Sooner. I'm sure he's really, motivated to go down there and play really well, having been kind of asked or replaced down there at Texas. Okay, not asked to leave. But anyways, it's easier math. We see that guy down there, Cam Coleman, over Parker Livingston. We know what we're doing with the football if they overcommit themselves to the box like they did there. 3rd and 8 gets a lot easier when we know we got an absolute winner on the outside. Put us back in 2 for a second. Yeah, we don't need to be running that ball. That ball needs to get spit out of that box quickly. Agree, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, bottom line, they spent a good bit. I think they threw 6 stabs at offensive linemen. Does that sound correct? 5 or 6? Okay. Some good ones, too. Love the Melvin Ciani kid they got over from Wake Forest, but there's no time to operate right here, guys. None at all. And we need time to operate at Texas because look at the average depth of concept, right? We got one guy showing face right now at 9 yards. We had a double move down here, and I think that's a big boy dig. Up at the top, Okay, so we're a full-fledged NFL concept football team. We drive routes downfield. Now, we might have a swing screen every once in a while. We do some yards after catch stuff at Texas, but our actual explosive passing concepts, man, they're downfield, okay? So we got to be able to protect much better next year. I think they'll be able to do so. We have no chance right here at quarterback, okay? This has got to get fixed. Now, what went wrong? I know what went wrong. Should I coach it up? Should I let it be? It's a quarterback study, Jonathan. What say you?
Yeah, coach it up.
Coach it up. 71, collect face. Okay? We're in power pass is what this is called. Okay? We're going to pull the backside guard and add him to the front side of the equation, which means the front side is all blocking down. Everybody blocking down. All right? So, Nick Brooks, yes, you do have a gap right here. But the moment that defense, that 3 technique, the moment he arrives down the midline of your body, We have to collect him, all right, with our left arm and run him down the line of scrimmage. He's ours. He tried to cross our face at the moment the ball was snapped. Did he not, Jonathan? He's ours. He is ours the rest of the play. If we do what we're about to do, which is, oh, he made a move and now he's working backside. Yeah, he is, because he sees the quarterback, Bubba. We have to collect and keep him running, okay? Otherwise, the dude's going to show up. Now, dude, it's the very next chance we have an opportunity to win right here at quarterback. I think personally, until we fix and completely fix the mechanics, we are going to spray it. All right, we're going to spray it. We talked earlier in the study, Jonathan, about a two-way miss, right? All right, we showed that workout footage of him not being so heavy onto that left side, being a little bit more rotational in his mechanics and not so linear. Look at this, okay? That's a heavy lean on that left side, Jonathan. I told you, when we miss on that 45-degree angle, right? We either miss low left, all right, or high right. Look at this ball. Where did we miss? We miss high right, right? So we have that tilt in our body. We're going to have that tilt in our spray chart. We got to figure that out, all right? We got to be able to control the nose at a much, much higher rate. Now, hey, Ryan, I could ask you to make that catch, but that's on the cue. We know that, right? And why is this really, really important? Because, dude, Texas Longhorn fans, y'all watch today. That's all y'all do. Y'all do a lot of this as a passing concepts, right? So guys are running away from me, right? Guys are running into my face. We've got to be able to control the nose and handle and put good ball placement when we rip these things, okay? We've already missed a shallow cross, and we missed a dig right there. And we missed one high and away. We've pulled one low, right? We missed another one high away. We missed the tight end low and away, or low and inside just a little bit earlier, didn't we? Okay? But, man, I'm going to tell you what. There's 3 dozens of these, or about 3 dozen of these throws, all right, on his tape this year, where he's almost, I think I said last time I watched him, he's like my golf game. You know what I mean? He's like my golf game where I'm like, God, I'm having a terrible round today. And I'm about to throw a dart 5 feet from the pin on 18, and I'm going to feel great. Woo! You know what I'm saying? While getting licked, by the way. Look, we got pressure down here, as we always do last year at Texas. I mean, that's a damn dot. That's an anticipatory throw. That's thrown in front of him at Mosley. We got an opportunity to run after the catch. Hey, but look, we're still not perfect in our mechanics. We're still leaning heavy on that left side. All right, but our arm's good enough to make us right every once in a while. That's what I'm saying. There's 3 dozen of these. Imagine if we do. Imagine if we do get great with our mechanics. Okay? We do that, and then, Jonathan, this is the very next play. We got a real bad miss right here. We got a naked one. We got a wide open tight end. And guess what? We play for Steve Sarkisian. So we're going to have naked ones often, to be honest with you. Okay? Often. All right, he'll give us 5 or 6 of these a game, to be honest with you. We got to hit this. We missed this terribly. And where do we miss it? We miss it up and away, right? Up and away. Down and in, up and away. Down and in, up and away. On that 45-degree tilt that we play with in our mechanics, we're going to spray the football. I promise you, okay? Up and away. Do you see that ball rise on him? All we're doing is losing the nose. That's it. Heavy left knee lockout. You can literally see his body pushing momentum this way. Do you see that, Jonathan? And that's where our miss is, okay? This is for the one Florida fan that watches everything, okay? Because I tried to tell y'all, I think y'all got a dude in Brad White, all right? He picked apart their base protection. All right, he knew what their tendencies were as an offensive line and a tight end room, right, what their principles were. Okay, so right here, Jonathan, we got a speed rush from number 2, but the right tackle's in what we call sift protection, meaning he's got the most inside threat and straight line to the quarterback over here. So if they throw 2 threats, which they're doing right now, they're bringing that inside linebacker or the nickel. When they do that, he has to come off. All right, and now number 2 is free to rush. I don't know if this was, I think it's a 3rd down right here. This is 3rd and 6. Yeah. All right, so this is also what I love about Kentucky, having watched them over years, or love about Brad White. He knows, It's almost like watching Bobo when he had bad offensive talent where, dude, like 7 or 8 times a day, he'll just dial some shit up and get an explosive. Same thing defensively for Brad. He knows, hey, the one time I get him in 3rd and 6, I better get my butt up off the field. So we're not throwing this exotic stuff on 2nd and 12. We're not throwing this exotic stuff on 1st and 10. We're going to get crazy on 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 6, and we're going to make sure we get off the field, all right? And we're going to pick apart protections right here, okay? We're going to pick apart this sift tackle. So we're getting a free rusher, Jonathan, while only rushing 4. How about that, right? A guy getting home unevaded while only rushing 4. It's my big concern for Texas, and I think they'll have an answer for it this year. Hey, can we protect for the concepts this year? Is any of these 3 guys looking at the quarterback yet, Jonathan?
Nope.
We're already at the top of our drop climbing the pocket. By the way, the pocket's already collapsing, okay? We just now have a tight end right now ready for the football. That's tough. Like we're not going to win like that at a quarterback, all right? Now, he does a great job climbing the pocket, right, getting north right here and getting this ball off to an open concept right here down to the bottom. But guess where we miss it, Jonathan?
High right.
High right. We only have two-way. We have a two-way miss right about now. Again, very similar to my golf game. I'll wake up one day, I'm slicing it. Next day, I'm pulling it through the damn woods. We actually pull it low right, low and inside, okay? Two-way misser, that's no good. We can't be a two-way misser, okay? But this is my base point on analyzing his performance last year. Is like, buddy, I don't think anybody could have won. I'll be honest with you. I don't think anybody could have won. Nobody can win. All right, now why are we not winning? Well, because the center has a lazy inside hand again, to be honest with you. Watch the center. And it's not even like you get rushed over his snap hand. That's the problem. Like when my hand's between my legs and you overhand swing my right shoulder, tough shit. You know what I mean? You won the rep. But when my hand's between my legs and my left hand's lazy as piss and you run right through me, can't have that. Watch this. I mean, come on, dog. No way to win. This is what I let off with, though. He really is. It's like watching the owner's son get out there and grab the hammer and beat everybody's in performance and labor. You know what I mean? This dude plays tough. This dude plays hard. He plays physical. He takes shots over and over and over and over again. Do we miss this high and away, though? Yeah, we do. Okay? But, I mean, shit. Another protection challenger right here, Jonathan. Okay, look at those eyes of that left guard and that left tackle. They're out here, right? They're out here on this 3-tech, and they're out here on this wide 9. All right? Well, when the running back peels to the flat, watch what number 9 does. Number 9 peels with him. Okay? These 3 are sliding over here. There is nobody left for number 3. Okay? Nobody left. By the way, in 5-man pass protection, we're supposed to play hot off of number 3 as a quarterback. Okay? So this is, the quarterback should know he's going to get hit here, by the way. Okay? We got to stand in and take this one and deliver. And we don't. We miss high and away. Two-way missing, man. Two-way missing. We got to stop this. This is the last one we're going to watch today because I feel like I'm hounding on it at this point. Okay? There's that lean again, Jonathan. Okay, now, I can already tell by the nose it's pulling down on us. We're going to miss this one low and inside. Got to clean it up. It looks nothing like the off-season work. You know what I mean? We got to figure out, and I think with age and with calm and with reps and with experience, we'll breathe. We'll learn how to slow down. And by the way, like I said from the start, the month of football after this, he found a way to win and was throwing for like dots left and right. So hope you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button. See you later. Bye.